Hello everybody, and welcome back. Last time, we went back to re-review public school, and we also paid a small visit to Kenny, and we got 2 new parts for the rally in the process. This time, we're going to be getting a couple more. So, the hints that I want to cover today. Well, the first one is right here. There's a hint written, the ancient capital. Could it mean Kodaine Kingdom? How did they hide? That's actually a very good question. Did they have a time machine? How did they make it to Kodaine Kingdom? But whatever. Now, as for the other clue, it's right here, I think? Yeah. There's a hint written, the capital that soars through the air. It must mean Fion. And it is. So, we have our destination. Let's first make our way to Fion. Alright. So, one very important thing to keep in mind now. Now that we are in the post-game, there are actually random fights in Fion. We have a bunch of flying Medabots, as well as a few others, such as Moai, Jorat, and a couple others. So keep that in mind. Unfortunately, it's not as easy to traverse as it was previously. Luckily, we do still have a handful of medals, so we should be fine. Now, the part that's here, you actually get it from a very specific air-type Medabot. And oddly enough, you don't get it from Harvey, which you'd think that would be the case. But no, we have to talk to this guy right here. I found some really great meta parts, so I was thinking of maybe converting a bit. Ah, those meta parts are from the person rally. I've never heard of that. You wouldn't mind giving me those meta parts, would you? No violence. Alrighty. So it's the same fight as always in Fion, so I'm going to skip it and I'll see you guys in a moment. Welcome back. Man, why did you start row battling so suddenly? How about this instead? You bring me the head meta part Stone Cluster, and I'll give you them instead. An exchange? Fine by me. So yeah, this is the trade that I was talking about. Oh, you have those meta parts. Hey, let's exchange. Of course we're going to say yes. It's decided. We lost Stone Cluster and we got Hell Chaos. Cool, so that's one part down. Now we should actually head for Kodaine. But before that, let's have a quick chat with Harvey. Hello, Wiki. Hello, Harvey, how are you feeling? I'm right as rain. It's all thanks to you, Wiki. Cool. So, if we're going to Kodaine, we might as well bring a gift. Let's actually bring back the Fion Stone. The Fion Stone is shining. I better put this back where it rightfully belongs. Let's take this back to Margarita in the temple. And we got the Fion Stone. So, how do we head for the Kodaine Kingdom? Well, simple. We just use this silver locket. Alright, so before we talk to anybody, I think it's only fair that we dress the part. There we go. Let's quickly talk to the Oracle, because he will tell you how to go back home. Oh, it's a great hero! Welcome, welcome! What should I do when I want to go home? Hahaha, right. Your rocket only goes one way. Once the locket changes to a rocket, you can put it in your pocket. But have no fear. The great Oracle will send you back to your world. Shall I send you back? No, not yet. If you want to go home, just come tell me. Alright, before we talk to Margarita, let's put the Fion Stone back where it belongs. That's the sacred stone. Thank goodness it's safe. Please, return it to where it belongs. I don't know how we can repay you. It's been forbidden to use the power of the sacred stone until now, but we can make an exception this one time. Great hero, will you loan me the use of one of your medals? Huh? Okay. Here is your medal. Holy Meraroli, the medals increased? Yeah, so even though supposedly you gave her one random medal, you don't lose that medal. You in fact gain an extra medal. And we got the Devil Medal. So, the Devil Medal. It has affinity for the Destroy attribute. It aims for Berserk parts and it has a compatibility bonus of +10. As for attributes, it has high values in Interrupt, low values in Strike, Berserk, Shoot and Aim Shot, and then 0 in everything else. As for Metaforces, it has access to Destroyer, which requires 70 out of 80 Metaforce gauge. It is of the Berserk attribute and it destroys one meta part on each enemy that is facing away. Up next we have Structureless. It requires 70 out of 80 Metaforce. It is of the Aim Shot attribute. It destroys one defense part of every enemy if they happen to have one. And then finally we have Full Body Radiation. It requires 50 out of 80 Metaforce. It is of the Interrupt attribute and it forces all enemies into the radiation phase. So if you were playing the Rokusho version, you will have received a different medal, the Angel Medal. So the Angel Medal, it has affinity for the Regenerate skill. It aims for aim shot parts and it also has a compatibility of +10. As for attributes, it has high values in Defend, Heal and Interrupt and then 0 in everything else. When it comes to Metaforces, it has access to Crazy Metaforce, which requires 60 out of 80 Metaforce gauge. It is of the Interrupt attribute and it drains the Metaforce from all enemies and deals damage equal to the amount drained. Up next, we have Metaforce Up. It requires 50 out of 80 Metaforce. It is of the Interrupt attribute and it makes it easier for all allies to gather Metaforce. For example, simply charging once will fill the gauge completely and taking damage will fill it by half. And then finally we have Power Up. It requires 40 out of 80 Metaforce. It is of the Defend attribute and it improves the power value for all parts. So yeah, either case they are quite strong medals. So now let's actually go and talk to Margarita. Actually, one final thing. The store here is now selling a new set. It is selling the flat stick parts. So if you really want to get the parts for flat stick, well, now you can. Alright, now let's talk to Margarita. Hey Margarita. Oh, great hero, you came! You know, I have something I want to give you, hero. What's that? It's meta parts, but... what's wrong? Mockingbird ran off with the meta parts. Mockingbird? It's actually Cafe Ole's older brothers. Older brothers? Child's, twins, wives? Cousin? I think? You gotta be kidding me. Hey Margarita, how many other Medabots are like Cafe Ole? 1, 2, 3, 40? I really don't know. That many? Never mind that. Where is Mockingbird? She's always going here and going there. I heard that she's at a small isolated island. A small isolated island. Should I go check it out? Maybe she ran away because I wasn't playing with her enough. You have to remember to play with your friends too, hero. I haven't taken Salty out for a walk in a long time. Alright, so before we check up on Mockingbird. Is my name Balalaika? Do you like my name? Alright. So, a small isolated island. That could only possibly be the same island where Blue Hawaii was. So let's head there as quickly as possible. Now, we do have access to a new vehicle. We can use the periscope here, meaning that we can actually navigate the Ocean of Mischief with more ease, though we still have to deal with random fights, unfortunately. However, it also means that we can get a few parts that were out of our reach. For example, right here, once I skip this fight. We got Reflect Mirror, so that is the head part for Pretty Prime. I was blanking on the name for a second there. And I believe right here, yeah, we got Purple Fins, which are the leg parts for Oceana, even though I would say it's more pink than purple. And who do we have here? Hey, there's a box floating over there. You're not Mockingbird by any chance, are you? I'm his friend Negroni. there's a floating box. So yeah, that floating box. Huh? And we got Popanai. That is the... yeah. That is the head part for... Flick Flag, was it? I can't remember the name of the Toad Metabot that the Dark Master would often use. But yeah, it is the head part. I'm going to avoid that Metabot right there. We'll go over that at a later episode. But for now, here we are. I wonder if I can eat this fruit. You're not Mockingbird by any chance, are you? Not me. I'm the cousin. Nikorasha. Those are some weird names. And look who's here. So, before we do anything else, I do suggest that you maybe rearrange a few parts, because we do have a fight against Utopia coming up. So you can either use Victory Armor or any of the parts for Ace Horn, which is what I'm gonna do. Come on, what is it? That should do it. In reality, we only need an Octobat for the fight, but yeah. So let's talk to this one first. We'll leave Hachiro for later. It's the ocean! It's the ocean! You're not Mockingbird by any chance. That's me. Do you like the ocean? So, regardless of what you say, the outcome is the same, so let's say yes. Then let's row battle! I'll make you suffer in your dreams. I forgot how creepy that line really was. Okay, so Utopian fight, nothing new here, so I'm going to skip it and I'll see you guys in a moment. Welcome back. Margarita is very worried about you, so go on home. Is that so? Looks like I have no choice. It's nice weather after all. Might as well. See you later. Talking like this is really wearing me out. So, what happened to the parts? Well, actually Hachiro has them. However, he will of course fight you. So, I'm going to quickly rearrange a few parts. Also remember that the battlefield for this small island is short. So if you have any C-type parts, C-type legs, then it's all the better. Alright. There we go. And then finally, come on, where is it? Actually no, I don't want to change this part. That should do it. Well, well, if it isn't Iki, this is really a nice place, isn't it? Hey, is that Iki? Huh? Hachiro? How did you get here? Why, I came on vacation, of course. Then I found these really good meta parts. Oh, that is... Oh, you want this? I don't mind, but only if you beat me in a row battle. So, Hachiro fight. Nothing new here, so I'll see you guys in a second. Welcome back. You're pretty strong, aren't you? Okay, now hand over the meta parts. And we got Helming. I love being on vacation. How did you get here? As long as you have money, you can do anything. No way. Right, cool. So, if you want to head back to the temple, you can just use the silver locket. That way you don't have to deal with going through the whole ocean of mischief. But yeah, so I think this is enough for now. We went back to Fion and Kodaine Kingdom and we got 2 new parts, so we're 2/3 of the way there. Next time, we'll head back to the meta shop and continue on with the collecting. See you guys